Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm back with an ink overview and maybe kind of a review, but the review section of this video is mostly about how much I love this ink. As you can see, I've been wiping at it because I was doing the smear tests. The ink is Diamine Purple Rain. So this is technically a Germany exclusive, but you can definitely find it in some places like Amazon, or there's a German website that ships internationally. It's called Fountain Fader. I can probably link it below. And it's not that hard to get, even though it's a country exclusive. You guys know I love purple inks. One of my favorites is right here. It's Cross Violet. The kicker is, I currently don't have Cross Violet inked. And I have this in 4 pens. Yes, in 4 pens. I've gone a little crazy with this ink. So I will show you swabs and writing samples, and I have a smear test done. I'm gonna do a water test. But all these pens are inked with the same ink. The thing is, I love sheen. And shading is not really my deal. I have sheen, I love purple. This is the perfect combination because this is a sheen monster. And aside from that, this is not a dry ink. So I also love, I don't know if you know about Krishna Anoki. That is a really beautiful purple with beautiful sheen. It actually resembles Lamy Dark Lilac quite a bit. But it is super dry, so I can't use it. I like wet inks. So I had this ink in 1 pen in the Opus, and I was like, okay, I need to re-ink my Angel's Delight. What should I put in it? Well, I've been liking the purple, let's put the purple in. And then I had this Lamy 2000 inked up with Bondi Blue. Thought it was too dry, switched to the purple. And then for the review, I had to ink up an Eco to do the writing samples with all the nibs, but it's gonna stay inked. Like, this combo is just gonna be great. I love it. Okay, enough rambling. Let's actually go to the writing sample. The swab, I'm gonna try and show you the sheen really well. There is a bunch of it. And yeah, we'll just talk about the properties a little bit. Okay, let's switch to shot. Welcome back to the shot that is the money shot. And first off, there is a thing with this ink that sometimes it looks black, and I have had to change the settings on the camera to make sure you don't see just black, basically. It is a very, very saturated purple that leans blue occasionally. When I was cleaning it out of a pen, like all the water is blue. It was really interesting. I've tested this on 2 papers. This is 68 GSM Tomoe River. This is a Rhodia pad. This is one of the ice ones. Yeah, it's 80 grams per square meter. I don't like it, but it works for ink testing. So yeah, it's very dark. It's, in my opinion, very wet, and I love it. So the swab shows you a bunch of sheen, as you can see, and it's this golden kind of sheen on top of that dark purple color. The tiny dots also show some sheen, and the swabs show some sheen. Gotta say that 10 times fast. And yeah, it's all around great. And it does show this sheen in writing, generally when you use Tomoe River. On the Rhodia, there is sheen. It is just really hard for the camera to pick it up. But in the bottom sections of the crosses where the ink was the wettest, there's definitely sheen to be had. So if you like using Rhodia, you can definitely get out some sheen. Do not worry about that. Dry times were not awful, but also not great. So 0, 5, 10 seconds, I would say it was still quite wet. 15 seconds got a little better. And then at 20 seconds, I had hardly a smear. So I would say it is dry after 25 seconds ish on the Rhodia. On this Tomoe River, the 68 GSM one, it was definitely not dry at 30 seconds. So your mileage may vary, but it is a very, it is a lubricated ink. I won't say it's extremely wet. Like it does put a decent amount of ink on the page, but you can see it does dry, so it's not super wet. It doesn't really bleed through all that much. Like, so it's more lubrication than wetness here. Which is actually what I like. I always say I like wet inks, but I like very lubricated inks that flow really well and put down enough ink on the paper. So yeah, it doesn't really seem to dry here. I gave up after 30 seconds because I don't think anyone is gonna wait much longer for their ink to dry anyway. And the sheen on this paper. Guys, look at that. Isn't that just beautiful? So I'm using a 52 GSM Tomoe River journal right now. And in that journal, like, the base of it looks almost black purple, and then when you tilt the page, it is just this golden page of writing, and it's just beautiful. I'm glad you can see the purple right here now. And also what I'm noticing, well, this paper is cream, this paper is white. So this makes it seem like a little bit of a warmer color and also a little bit more purple than blue. But yeah, it's an all-round well-flowing, very well-flowing wet ink. So this is a Opus 88 Coloro, one of my favorite pens. I think it's actually my favorite pen. I every time I unink it, I have to re-ink it. So this is a fine nib, and the flow is just amazing. Like, it does not end. I love it. I love it. And this is like not a super wet nib. If you put Diamine Robert in here, I've had it stop working for me because that ink was very sheeny, but also not lubricated enough. And this ink is very sheeny, but it just works. Then I have a Lamy 2000 with an extra fine nib. It just also really works well on that. Let me turn on the lighting a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. So yeah, it's great. I wholeheartedly recommend this. Okay, now I have a pipette. I have a little bit of water that you cannot see. I'm gonna drop some water on the writing instead of on the swab, which I tend to do, but I think the writing is more accurate for when water gets onto your journal. So I'll do the medium because that is like something people use a lot. Sucked up some ink. It's great. And then I'll just wipe it off in a second. See if it is in any way, shape, or form water resistant. I'm guessing it might not be. I've not tested this, but let's start here. That is a great result. That is not a water resistant ink, guys, especially on the Tomoe River. Tomoe River, of course, does not suck up ink as much as Rhodia does. But yeah, that will, if you leave the water on there too long, it will just really disintegrate it, basically. So yeah, great ink. Not if you want something that has any properties that have to do with water resistance. But I don't think that's bad. I don't care about water resistance. Like, I'm not gonna go into the bathtub with my journal, and when I work, I use different inks. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this review of this purple ink. I know I'm raving a little bit, but I really do love it. Diamine is not that expensive. This is an 80 ml bottle. I think I paid about 12 bucks for it. If you want to import it, it's gonna be a little more expensive, but I say it is definitely worth it. And if you're like, I don't want to buy this big bottle, just get the small bottle, because those are like 5 bucks and they're great. So yeah, might start being my #1 purple ink. Cross violet is sad. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. I would love to answer them. I will see you next time. Bye bye.